Hi friends, I'm Dr. Zubin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Holistic Homeopathy. So today we'll be doing another homeopathic remedy called Ledum palustre. So let's begin. So once again, first of all, I would like to remind my viewers that these videos are mainly for education purpose and in no means it should replace the advice given by your treating doctor. So let's begin. So today's remedy is Ledum palustre. Its common name is marsh tea, marsh labrador tea, or wild rosemary, and it belongs to the family called Ericaceae. So main action of Ledum is on the capillary circulation of the limbs. As a result of that, it causes the coldness of the limbs. So due to the reduced circulation in the capillaries, we see the coldness of limbs in Ledum. And because of the same reason, there is lack of vital heat, but the patient cannot bear heat. This is a very characteristic of Ledum. The surface of the body is cold to touch, the patient is chilly, but he cannot bear the warmth in general. Also, another action of Ledum is on the joints, mainly the small joints. Due to the deposition of the uric acid crystals on the joints, it causes swelling and inflammation and nodosities of the small joints. Then it also indicated for rheumatic affections of the joints. The characteristic of rheumatism of Ledum is that the pains or inflammation begin in the lower limb, like in the feet, and then it extends upward to the upper limbs. So pains of joints, they change the location suddenly, and the pains are worse mostly in the night and from the warmth in general. Even though, as I told you earlier, the patient is chilly. So indicated for chronic gouts which begin in the feet and goes upward, or rheumatism which begins in the feet and goes upward. Then it causes ecchymosis, which is the discoloration of the skin from injuries, especially in the gouty subjects and in alcoholics. So when you see ecchymotic patches due to injuries in gouty in patients or patients who are alcoholics, think of Ledum as a remedy. There's a lot of soreness, especially of the soles of the feet and heels, and this soreness can be due to exposure to cold and getting wet in rains. Another indication for Ledum is for injuries which are from the sharp pointed objects or the punctured wounds from bites of the insects or animals or instruments. So sharp pointy injuries or wounds, think of Ledum, and the wound part is cold to touch. There is a coldness of the injured part when you see due to sharp pointed objects, think of Ledum as a remedy. So it can be indicated for tetanic twitching of muscles near the wound and also used as a local application for stings of insects like mosquitoes and wasps. Next indication for eyes is for the injuries of the eyes leading to the ecchymosis, that is discoloration of the conjunctiva due to extravasation of the blood from the small capillaries. Also can be a good remedy for intraocular hemorrhages due to contused wounds with pain in the eyes. Can be used for cataracts in gouty patients. Ledum can be used as a good remedy for that. In head symptoms, we see vertigo with tendency to fall on one side, and there is a lot of distress in the head, especially when the head is covered. Could be good remedy for nosebleed. In mouth, we see a lot of dryness with retching and eructations, and musty taste in mouth with catarrh or cold. In respiratory symptoms, we see burning in the nose, cough with bloody expectoration, lot of dyspnea with suffocative breathing. There's a lot of constricted feeling in chest. So all the symptoms belong to bronchitis and emphysema of the old people. And there could be a pain along the trachea or tickling in the larynx. So chest is also sensitive to touch. It hurts when you touch the chest. Cough is of whooping and spasmodic type, and you see a double inspiration with sobbing. Good indication in respiration, respiratory symptoms for ledum is hemoptysis, where there is expectoration of blood in sputum, which alternates with rheumatic affections. Ledum is the only remedy. So there is a lot of rheumatism. When the rheumatism goes up, we can see a respiratory symptoms which alternate, and along with that, there could be a hemoptysis. Think of ledum as a remedy. Rectum, we can see some painful hemorrhoids, anal fissures, mainly in alcoholics. You can see this hemorrhoidal pains in ledum. Extremities, again, as I told earlier, there are gouty pains, especially of the small joints with the gouty nodosities, especially at the ball of the great toe, which is swollen. So the inflamed parts are hot and pale. It is hot to touch, but they are pale, along with the swollen ankles. There could be a shoulder, especially right shoulder pain, which is throbbing in character, worse from motion. A lot of cracking sounds in joints, which is worse from warmth of bed. So patient in general is also worse from warmth or heat. Rheumatism, as I told earlier, begins in the lower limbs like ankles, feet, and it ascends upward, which is opposite direction as of remedy calmia, where the rheumatism begins in the upper limb and extends downward. So soles of the patient needing ledum are very painful. It can be very painful when stepping on them. Like another remedies are antimony crude and lycopodium. There could be easy spraining of ankles as well. In fever, again we see a lot of coldness, lack of heat, lack of vital heat. There's a sensation of the cold water over parts of the body, in general coldness with the heat of the face. Skin symptoms, we see eczema, chronic eczema, especially of the face, forehead, and acne, especially on the face. And this acne and eczema mostly seen in drunkards, alcoholics. And this acne is a very painful, stinging pains when touched. So eruptions can be of crusty variety around the nose and the mouth. There's a lot of itching of the feet and ankle, which is again worse from warmth of bed and worse from scratching. Ecchymosis of the skin from injury, and carbuncles. It can be indicated for carbuncles like anthracynum and tarantula cubensis. And it applied locally to antidote the rust poisoning. So in general, the patient is better from cold. Even though the patient is cold, lacking vital heat, he is feeling better with cold by putting feet in cold water. And the other in general symptoms are worse at night and from the heat of bed or warmth of bed. So when you study ledum, we need to compare with other injury remedies and rheumatic and gouty remedies. So injury remedies mainly you compare with arnica, hamamelis, velispor, rustox, and gouty remedies like lycopodium you can compare ledum. So ledum also antidotes the stings of spider. So good remedy for antidoting the spider poisons. It's mentioned in the text. And when you give ledum, you can begin from the lowest potency like 3C up to 30C. So this is a short description of the ledum. So when you think of ledum, you think of injuries from pointed, punctured objects. Injured parts are cold to touch. There's a lot of rheumatism, which begins in the lower limbs and extends upward. And gouty pains or rheumatic pains in general are worse from heat or warmth of bed and could be better by application of cold. And the injured parts or inflamed parts are pale and could be cold to touch. So this is materia medica of ledum, palustre. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe my channel for many such educative videos on homeopathic remedies. Thank you so much.